At the Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center in Shanxi Province on Sunday, China's space agency debuted a new class of launch vehicle, the Payload 20 satellites, which will, among other missions, help China navigate flying formations in space. It's another reminder of the many playing fields on which the world's second-largest economy contests U.S. leadership. Even as the Communist Party faces slowing growth, stock market triage, a wobbly Iran, and hints of domestic unrest.
If I were the leadership in Beijing, I would be looking at internal problems as being at least as worrisome as external problems. We have an economy that's slowing down and a market that's very volatile for separate reasons, really undermining Chinese confidence in their own economic system.
With President Obama set to welcome Chinese President Xi Jinping to the White House this week, the U.S. economy is more entwined with and arguably more dependent on China's than when Mr. Obama took office, as judged by our overall trade deficit, the composition of our export market, or Chinese holdings of U.S. Treasury bonds. Such trend lines led Michael Pillsbury to write the 100-Year Marathon, China's secret strategy to replace America as the global superpower.
China's view of the long term is that America is in decline. Our efforts to improve their human rights record, their attitude toward democracy and elections, stopping the cybersecurity attacks, this long list of issues. We just don't have the leverage we had back in the 80s when we did not use it. We were too optimistic that China was going to turn out all right.
Now, what leverage the U.S. has is directed at encouraging Beijing to implement market reforms and to stop state sponsorship of cyber attacks on U.S. businesses and government.
It puts enormous strain on our bilateral relationship, and it is a critical factor in determining the future trajectory of U.S.-China ties.
With one of the world's largest and most rapidly aging populations, China last year did enact some economic reforms, from opening up selected state-owned enterprises to expanded private investment to loosening the one-child policy. Brett?
James, thank you. Next